Yeah, good morning, my learners and viewers all over the world. This is your regular host, Valentine. Today, we'll be looking at the other aspects of probability, which deals with, will I say, a little bit more complex calculations. Remember, in the previous session, what we looked at was the basic aspect of probability that has to do with the probability scale that has to do with probability scale, which is divided between zero, which is zero, and certainty, which is one. Then we looked at the middle aspect of the probability scale, which is evens, or also known as your 50% or 50-50 or half. And we looked at likely, we looked at unlikely events and likely events. So I will encourage my learners or viewers that are new to my page to please visit the previous session on the basic aspects of probability. And now we'll be looking at the other aspects of probability that deals with a little bit more complex calculations. So let me bring out my pen. This summary of all this is trying to tell us that the formula for probability is equal to number of successful outcome divided by number of possible outcome. In other words, what we are trying to say is, in this case, you can see this spinner. It has 8 equal sides, but the colors are different. We have 1, 2, 3 green, 1, 2 blue pattern, 1, 2 red pattern, and 1 yellow. So the total colors here, the total parts here is equal to 8. Now let's go to the question. The question says, what is the probability that the spinner, what is the probability of the spinner landing on green? So what we just needed to do is to count the number of green here. That's 1, 2, 3. So your answer becomes 3 over 8. Notice, probability questions can either be in fraction or decimal as shown here, 0.375, or in percentages. So to multiply this percentage will be, to convert this to percentage will be 0.375 times 100. So you move this 2 times to the right. 1, 2. So that will be 37.5%. I repeat, probability answers can either be in fraction, decimal, or percentages. So let's move on to the next slide. Now, this is example classwork. So let's read it and see. We'll go through this and I will encourage. Let me see. I'm trying to look at a question that's a little bit difficult. Okay, let's try question number 10. Then I will encourage my learners to have a go on question 8 and question 11. So let's try question number 10. That's a little bit tricky. So let's pay attention, please. A little bit tricky. Let's look at question number 10. A bag contains 10 discs. Each disc is labeled with a different number from 1 to 10. A disc is chosen from the bag at random. write down the probability that the chosen disc is this. So first thing first, a bag contains 10 discs and each disc is labeled 1 to 10. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let me please come out to separate them. So the next question, now the first question say, write down the probability that this chosen is number 3. So you can see this is 3. How many threes here is 1 out of 10. Good. The next one is a number less than 4. A number less than 4. A number less than 4. So we'll choose all the numbers that are less than 4. This is 1, 2, 3. That's 3 out of 10. A square number. Remember, a square number will say, for example, square numbers are numbers such as 1 times 1. All these are square numbers. We have 2 times 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Then we have 3 times 3 equal to 9. So the square numbers are 1, 4, 9. Remember, we are concentrating between 1 to 10. So all these are your square numbers. So the square numbers are 1, 4, 9. So that is 1, 4, 9. So there are 3 numbers. That's 3 out of 10. Now, the prime number. Remember, I would say a prime number is a number that's only divisible by itself and 1. A prime number are prime numbers are numbers that's only divisible by itself and 1. So let's see. Remember, 1 is not a prime number. In other words, all prime numbers have two factors, itself and 1. Remember, 1 is not a prime number. So let's choose all our prime numbers here. That's 2, 3, 4 is not a prime number because 2 can divide it. So we'll go for 5. 6 is not a prime number. 2 and 3 can divide it. Then we'll go for 7. So the prime numbers we have here is 2, 3, 5, 7. So they are 4 in number over 10. Or better still, if you like, you can still reduce it. So if 4 divided by 2 is 2, 10 divided by 2, 5. So we've completed this. I believe this is a little bit tricky. That's why I took the step to solve this. So I will encourage my learners, once you've done this, please move on to the answer slide to cross-check your answers. Yeah, they're all correct. This is correct, 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 correct. Then let's move on to the next solution. This is another probability question. So I will encourage, as usual, my learners to have a go. So let me see which one will I try again. Yeah, okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this question 13. Once we've finished, I will encourage my learners to move to the next slide to cross-check their answers. So let's look at this question. It says, Tony makes a fair six-sided spinner. These are the six-sided spinner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The spinner has the numbers 7, 8, 9 on it. Okay. The probability the spinner will land on 7 is greater than the probability that the spinner will land on 8. Okay, the probability that the spinner will land on 9 is 1 over 3. Write the numbers on the spinner. So the probability that the spinner will land on 9 is 1 over 3. So to land on 9 is 1 over 3. Let's look at it. 1 over 3. To land on 9, okay, let me write it out. On 9 is equal to 1 over 3. And remember, we have the spinner has 6 sides to it. So that it will land on 9 is 1 over 3. So we need to multiply each side by what? By 2. You multiply this by 2. You multiply this by 2. So that will be 2 over 6. Meaning the 9s here will be appearing 2 times. So we'll put another 9 here. So invariably, if you simplify 2 over 6, it will give you 1 over 3. Therefore, the 9 is 2 times, it's appearing twice out of the 6 sides. Now, let's check what we are trying to say. Now, look at the next question here. The next question says, the probability the spinner will land on 7 is greater than the probability that the spinner will land on 8 is greater. So therefore, 7 will appear more than the 8. Easy. You can see this question is a little bit easier but tricky. So one needs to be careful as we approach our exams. We need to be careful. We need to learn to read, understand questions, and pay attention to details. I've completed this, so I would like my learners to complete all this too. So once you've completed this, this will give you a leverage. This will help deepen your knowledge on probability. And once that is done, you can now move to the answer slide to cross-check your answer. And once you're done with that, you are good to go. I wish you all the best and keep on practicing. Keep on practicing as we approach the exams. That will give you a better chance to get that desired grade. Thank you very much. This is your regular host Valentine. Any question, comments, likes, you can pop in my comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you. Thank you very much and see you in the next slide. Bye.